can't hate on somebody's success because the success is out there for you too. You just gotta go and get it. You know, the only difference why you hate on the person because you know for sure you're not gonna work as hard as that person. So because you know you're not gonna work as hard as that person, the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hate. You're gonna hate. If a guy say I only date, you know, red girls and you're a dark skinned, you know, beautiful sister, I guess he's not the man for you. He's not gonna be your husband. That's it. You don't need to spend your whole life trying to please that person, trying to change who you are. It's you against the world. And sometimes if that person doesn't, you know, if they don't have that, you know, high self-confidence in themselves, the world's still going to take them down. So it needs to be a community fight. Hi, my name is Nandy Godfrey, and I am an entrepreneur in that area. And you know, my focus right now is just colorism between the Black community. It's a topic that is so dear to my heart. It's a conversation that is long overdue in our community. I think that, you know, they don't want to talk about it and, you know, trying to brush it off as if it's not even an issue, like it doesn't exist, but it definitely exists in our community, and it affects us all. So, you know, even if you've never, you know, even experienced colorism, you know, the fact that you have a loved one, you know, it affects you, or it should. And I think that it is time for every single person, you know, white, Black, you know, dark, light, doesn't matter who you are. It's time to take a stand and say, you know what, it is not okay, you know, and we're no longer going to continue this in our community and feel like, okay, we're just going to brush it off as if it doesn't exist. The goal for me for, you know, 2017 is, you know, just, you know, doing more of a research for me and finding out. Always thought that, okay, it was light-skinned girls versus dark-skinned girls, and the dark-skinned girls don't like the light-skinned, you know, girls for whatever reason. They're jealous of each other. But it just turns out that that's not the, you know, only issue. That, you know, men are affected by it as well. And, you know, I'm determined to put an end to it, or at least try to put an end to it. But you know, it's gonna take more than just one person. It's gonna take a whole community, you know, to fight this cause. And I'm just excited just to, you know, take a stand and say, you know what, okay, you can no longer put us against each other no more. Not no more. It's over. So I'm excited for that. You know, my little sister, you know, she's a little shade darker than me, and you know, she has issues, you know, insecurities, and just didn't feel like she was pretty. And you know, I think for me as a big sister, I kind of felt like, okay, you know, I kind of didn't pay attention to her, because I just thought everybody, you know, we're good, you know, this is not an issue. You know, like I always thought, okay, she's a beautiful girl, so you know, if you're beautiful, you know, your family tell you you're beautiful, you're good. But you know, it's not enough, because no matter how beautiful you tell a person, if they don't feel it deep inside, if they don't really believe that, it's so pointless. It's pointless to even say it. So what I found out is just more about teaching people, you know, not just to love yourself, but to really find out your purpose, because that's the really big thing here. I think it's really finding out your purpose, because once you find out your purpose, you know the reason why you exist, and you know that it's beyond how you look. Because I think that when you so focus on just yourself, it's just more of a selfish thing, because you just focus on me, and you're not even thinking about how can you serve and help somebody else. You know, and the fact that you being here, you know, sometimes it's not just for you, it's for somebody else. When you step out into the world, it's you against everybody. So if you feeling, you know, that I love myself, I'm pretty, and you know, I'm a pretty brown girl, and then the moment you step into the real world, you know, people are telling you otherwise, that you're not pretty enough, that that you look pretty for a dark-skinned girl, or you know, because you're a light-skinned girl that you get privilege. You know, it's you against the world. And sometimes if that person doesn't, you know, if they don't have that, you know, high self-confidence in themselves, the the world's still going to take them down. So it needs to be a community fight. You know, no questions asked. The community needs to be involved. Every single person needs to make it their issue, make it their business, to stop with, you know, these little memes that, you know, light-skinned girls look like this, brown-skinned girls look like this, mixed girls look like this, and dark, you know, girls look like that, and vice versa. I've seen so many memes as I'm doing my research, and I just think that is really, it's really just, you know, very unfortunate that we even have to separate each other based on the, you know, the shades of your skin tone. I think it's really ridiculous. Accepted of how I look, because at the end of the day I don't really care what nobody think about me, because I know who I am, I know who I belong to, I know that, you know, God created me for a purpose. I've always had that belief, like I know who I am, and so I've never really felt like, okay, yeah, I'm too dark or I'm too light for anything. I don't even let that even come in my mind or a thought. I go about my business, and I make sure that I'm still going to be successful no matter what. But again, you know, what I realized that even though I've never really experienced, you know, the whole colorism thing, it doesn't mean that it's not my business. It doesn't mean that it's something that should just be like, okay, well, I'm not dealing with it. I'm a brown girl. I'm a, you know, so I'm in the middle, so I don't have to deal with, you know, what the dark girls are going through, or what the light-skinned girls are going through. You know, I'm good. If my dark sister is going through something, if my light-skinned sisters are going through something, that means I'm going through something, and that's just how I feel, period. You know, to be honest, yeah, okay, I do feel that, you know, light-skinned people, you know, somewhat are treated better than dark-skinned people, but I don't think that it's like it's their fault. I just think it's just society, and that's how it became about with the whole, you know, light-skinned. You know, if you were light-skinned, you stayed in a home, and then if you're dark-skinned, yeah, okay, you out in the field, but I mean that's on the, you know, a mother had to be raped, and sometimes they were killed, you know. So it's not nothing nice, you know, to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm better than you because I'm this, I'm that, or because of my skin tone. You just really just need to, you know your history, and I think that that's what our community is missing. It's just taking a step back and saying, you know what, let's go back to history. You know, let's learn about history. Let's be educated, because, you know, so that way you won't, you know, say ignorant stuff. Because you know, there's a difference between being ignorant and just being stupid. Stupid is, you know, and you just, you know, act upon it and just say stupid stuff. But sometimes ignorant is just you really just don't know. And I think that, and I'm just gonna take it as people just don't know, because when they say certain things, I'm like, okay, maybe you just don't know. Because if you really knew your history, it would bother you. It's not about African American, because every single person, every culture from around the world deals with colorism. You have Asians, you have, you know, Cuban, Dominican. You have so many people that's, you know, people from India that deals with bleaching their skin, which is a $1 billion industry in India. You know, skin bleaching products are $1 billion industry, and you have to, you know, that's insane. You know, I don't think I've ever experienced colorism, you know, and but I still don't feel like just because I've never experienced colorism, you know, that should be a reason that, you know, I just, oh, okay, whatever. Let that person whoever's dealing with it, let them do something about it. That's not how I think. You have to be the change you want to see. So if you see that something needs to be changed in your community, sometimes you have to ask God, is this really my purpose? Is this really the path that you really want me to go, you know, to really start and to embark? But it's just like, but there's a need. So as long as there's a need there, you know, you have to be the change. You have to be the change, but it starts with you first. You can't keep talking about something that you want to change in your community and hoping that somebody else, you know, starts or somebody else do it. And you sitting here giving people ideas, oh, I think you should do this. Well, maybe you should just do it. You know, you have all the ideas. You are capable of doing it. You just got to step out, you know, outside your comfort zone and just be like, okay, I'm just going to go first. I'm just going to do it. And you know what? So what if it doesn't work? At least you did something. Because I don't think it's about, you know, changing the whole world. It's just playing little part in your community.
We have a need for each other. a need for someone to show us, to lead us through example.
And you know what? I am so ready to, to take on that fight. And I know there's a lot of people out there that think the same way I think. It's not to say that I'm the first person to ever think about, okay, let's do something. I'm just a little tiny little person that's just try to, stop a small thing that's before it gets to a big issue. A topic like colorism that, there's no sense of urgency to do something about it. But it's just as urgent as trying to stop racism. It's just as urgent. A lot of people even died so that, we could have a voice, so that we could come together. And then for years later, for that, for us to separate ourselves, because based on the skin tone, they're probably rolling in the grave right now. Because I think that is not what they fought for. We didn't come such a long way to take 20 steps back. I would be so insulted if Dr. King, were to come back alive, and if he could look down right now to see how what's going on right now in our community. If I was him, I would feel so insulted, because everything he fought for us to come together as black people, as a community, so that we could take away this skin tone and all this discrimination, but for it to be in our community and for us to go against each other, I think that's a little crazy. But if you don't really love yourself and really if you can't look in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I am so worthy to be loved, I am beautiful, like God made me with a purpose, that there's no mistake. Like, he didn't make no mistake. It's a finished product. He is not working on me no more. I am done. I think if you can look in the mirror, and if you can say certain things, to uplift yourself and just feeling good about yourself, I think that's the start. You can't expect no one to, gas you up and say, oh yeah, baby girl, you're pretty, or, you're a handsome guy. You have to do that yourself. You have to see that person for yourself. And you don't really know. The reason why I say that faith is so important, because if you really know how God views us, like, he adores us. He thinks we're the most beautiful thing that he's ever created. So if you really understand and have a relationship with that, I don't think that no one could ever say anything to you and you're not going to get offended. You're not going to get offended because you know who you are. If you're in school and somebody's bullying you and saying this and this and this and that, you have to speak up, because guess what? 9 out of 10 times this person is not just bullying you. So they're probably bullying somebody else too. So if not for yourself, speak up for somebody else. That's my whole thing is, sometimes you don't want to live for yourself, and that's fine. But if you want to live for somebody else, you're going to live. If you have a purpose and you have a reason to say, you know what, I don't want to be here, I don't feel like waking up, you got to work yourself. If you feel like you're too big and you fat, work out. Feel good about yourself. You really have to feel good about yourself. And that's not to say, oh, okay, I have to go ahead and be this, slim person, but you have to feel good about yourself. I think it's so important. You know what I mean? Like, for a guy, if you feel so insecure about how you look and you want a six-pack, well, you need to go in the gym. Get yourself in the gym and start working out. There's not one thing that this person has that you can't have. God doesn't have favoritism. He loves everybody the same. Same thing this person have is the same thing you could have. You just got to go and get it. You just have to go and get it. So, for my whole thing is that, I never understand why people are hating on each other. It's like, you can't hate on somebody's success, because the success is out there for you too. You just got to go and get it. The only difference why you hate on a person, because for sure you're not going to work as hard as that person. So because you're not going to work as hard as that person, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to hate. You're going to hate. And that's where all that comes from. It's because you know that you're not going to do what you have to do to work as hard as that person. And they have everything that you feel like, oh, you desire, I desire this, I want this, but you don't even know how hard they took. They probably got up 5 o'clock in the morning and worked their butt the whole day, to provide a life for them and for their family. And while you're out here watching TV, if you don't do your part, nobody's going to do it for you. Don't take the first step, it means absolutely nothing for you. Just because you have a gym membership, if you never go out, if you never get inside a gym, if you never work out, you're not gonna have a six-pack. You have a gym membership, but if you don't work on yourself, nothing's gonna happen. Absolutely nothing's gonna happen. So, that's definitely one of my advice, that people need to work on themselves. If you're a pretty big girl, embrace that. Feel good about yourself. If you're a skinny, slim girl, embrace that. Man, if you're a cocky dude, embrace that. That's who you are. Become the best version of yourself. Stop waiting for a woman or a guy to say, oh yeah, you baby girl, you fine. Oh yes, you're a handsome dude. Stop waiting for those stuff. Look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am fine. And you know what? I am enough. If a guy say I only date red girls, and you're a dark-skinned, beautiful sister, I guess he's not the man for you. He's not going to be your husband. The people around you don't have the same vision, the same mindset as you. Change your association. It's as easy as that. It's your life. You do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. But I think my biggest thing is that I always have issue with people always complaining about their life. And me, my other thing is helping people become financially independent. But it just always bothers me that people are always complaining about their current situation, but they're not willing to do nothing about it. If you look back for 2016 and you did not like your finance, okay, fine, something's wrong with my finance, but you're in the same job that you get paid the same amount, you haven't got a raise, you haven't done anything, what do you think 2017 is gonna look like? You're probably gonna get the same amount as you did last year, 2016. 9 out of 10 times, the people that's like bringing people down are the people that's like, they're not happy with themselves, they're not happy with their life, they're not happy where they're going in life, so they put it, so it's their mission to make everybody around them miserable. Because you're not happy, so because you haven't found your purpose yet. It's so crazy just to think about. I hate the fact that people love to blame God, for whatever is happening in their life. No, God allows you to make decisions. Say, okay, what have I done with my life? Who have I served? Who have I added value to? No one needs to know. No one ever needs to know. But that's your legacy. That's your legacy. Where people who don't work on their legacy, they love to celebrate somebody else's legacy. That's why people cheer on celebrities all the time, because you're not winning in your own life, so you cheer for somebody else that you feel like is winning. And so that's why you see, you go to the basketball games, oh man, everybody's cheering. But when it comes to their own family, they're not cheering. They're not gonna paint their face, a certain color. People are not gonna do that. They'll support somebody else before they ever support their family members, before they ever support their friends. But you have to ask yourself, okay, that team that you're cheering for, what have they done for you? Nothing. I don't label myself. That's the thing. I don't sit here and label myself, and I don't let people label me. So, it's not to say that I am overly confident, because trust me, I have my own insecurities that I've battled. I'm not gonna say I'm light skinned, I'm brown skinned, I'm dark skinned. I am a black queen, okay? And that's how, if I were to label myself, that's how I'm gonna label myself. I am a black queen. If you want me to be a dark chocolate beautiful honey, I will be that too. If you want me to be a light skinned red bone honey, I will be all that too. I don't care. You cannot label me. You will not label me, and I won't allow no one to label me. I look forward to really just making it really big, but not for any recognition. You don't ever have to know who's the face behind it. But if I could just save one life, one person that said, you know what, and I didn't feel pretty, and I was about to commit suicide, or whatever. It doesn't even have to be that extreme. That you helped me to love myself, or I had to let go of this person. I had to break up with this, person in a relationship because, I felt like I had to be somebody I'm not, because he wanted this person and she wanted that, and I the whole relationship, I'm trying to be somebody to please that person. If somebody told me that I broke up with that person because of that, I'll be satisfied. I've done my job, because that's what it's about. It's really about just changing one person's life, one at a time. See how you feel. I want to see how you felt growing up, and where are you today? I want to change your mindset from how it used to be to moving forward. Even people who've never, dealt with it, I want to be able to, okay, I'm not going to even say those stuff no more. So if I could help somebody change their vocabulary and not say things, or she's pretty for a dark skin girl, or she's a fine red bone, or he's a handsome dark chocolate. If I could help somebody change those vocabulary, then I'm good. I'm done. I don't think I'll ever be done, but I think I'm good. I want to pass this on to my children. So I'm just really excited to take on this journey. I know there's so many people behind me that's so ready to fight this fight with me, and I think that's what's gonna change this community. Oh man, this conversation is just really gonna change our community, and I'm so excited for it. So I just really hope that everyone really learn to love themselves. First, love God. Invite God into your heart, into your life. Because I'm a woman of faith, and everything moved by faith. I think a lot of the issues that we have right now in this world, if people have faith in God, I think that we wouldn't even have them. People to just really love themselves, really love yourself, love God, love each other, support each other, and just join the movement of ending colorism, because it affects us all. And every single person needs to play their role. I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. It's going to take a team of people. Years after we're gone, it still needs to be a fight. I mean, look at Dr. King died years ago, and we're still dealing with racism. You know what I mean? This needs to be an ongoing thing, and we need to be okay with saying that, this is a long journey fight, and that is okay. But I'm going to need your prayer, your support. And yeah, so I love you guys. Hi, this is Nandy Godfrey, and this is the Great 28. The enemy wouldn't be attacking you if something valuable wasn't inside of you. Thieves don't break into an empty house. You got a purpose. I thought that was just so awesome, because you do have a purpose. It's inside of you, and that's why the enemy is attacking you, because he knows, he knows your value. He knows how much you're worth. The only problem is you don't know how much you're worth.